Don't take a seat and get quiet. I'm going to start telling more jokes, and so you don't want that. Oh, no. Or Yogi Bearisms. In fact, here comes one. Thank you. Yogi said, if nobody wants to come to field day, nobody's going to stop them. Oh, yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do here is have some fun. Mike, W-A-8Z, we have too many mics in here. So A8Z Mike has come up with an idea, and he's going to explain it to you in a minute. But first, I just want to briefly go over something called the DX Code of Conduct. How many people here have ever heard of the DX Code of Conduct? Okay, good. There's quite a few people that haven't. So let me just tell you that this exists. And if you start working DX, you start working overseas stations, you'll find quite a few of them have this on their webpage on qrz.com. So let me just go over it, because this applies to contesting, it applies to working rare stations in Rwanda or wherever you're trying to contact, or any place else, and it applies to field day. So here an abbreviated version of the DX Code of Conduct. Number one, I will listen, and then listen some more. Number two, I will only call if I can copy the station's call sign properly. I will not interfere with the DX station or the other station or anyone calling him, and will never tune up on the DX frequency or in the other slide. I don't want to tell you how frustrated I am, because this happened today to me working in Rwanda. I will wait for the other station to end the contact before calling him. If you start transmitting while he's still transmitting, it will never work. I will always send my full call sign. So don't do what you hear sometimes on the radio, like Whiskey 2, Whiskey Charlie Mike, Whiskey Charlie Mike. So next time somebody hears me do that, you need to call me out on that. I will call and then listen for a reasonable interval. I will not call continuously, and you'll hear a lot of this if you start working DX. I will not transmit when the other station operator calls another call sign, not mine. I will not transmit when he calls or she calls queries a call sign, not like mine. And you're going to see this tonight. Querying means the person that everybody's trying to contact says something like, the station ending in Quebec, and next thing you know, you hear some guy say, Whiskey 2, Whiskey Charlie Mike. Well, that doesn't end in Quebec, so don't do that. And then the last couple are really important. I will be thankful when I do make a contact, and I will respect my fellow hams and conduct myself so as to earn their respect. So I would love to have this club be a shining example of how to do it right when you're working contests, field day, or DX. So, where'd Mike go? Mike, you want the microphone? You want the mic, Mike? So you.
When we did the mock 2-meter net in January, I had all the newbies over on this side of the wall and everybody else over on that side of the wall, and we paired everybody up, and you went all over the school, and we played radio, right? And I got a lot of comments that said, don't ever do that again. I had to talk to somebody I'd never talked to before. So I won't do that this time. But what we'd like to do is kind of pair you up a little bit in the groups. How many people are new? New, say, in the last year? Okay, see those people? Those of you that have been a little bit, why don't you new people go, because you don't know any better, go find somebody you don't know and kludge up with somebody that is an older member, because you're going to teach them some new tricks. Okay? Because what I need to do is I'm going to break you up into about 15 groups of maybe 4 each. So this is a nice cluster of 4 right here, and this is a nice cluster of 3 right there. Bill's going to be in a special role. So you get my drift. So find yourself somebody to play with, because we're going to play radio. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some very easy exchanges. Bill, as the runner station, is going to call CQ Field Day, K4 or W2 WCM, K4XY, CQ Field Day, K4XY, and I'm going to have group 1. This group has just divorced somebody. Okay, so this group over here is going to be group number 1. and you get to go first. And you're going to be group number 2 over here, and maybe group over 3. You guys decide what your group size is, right? But about 3, 4 people. And we're going to go group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. And I have an actual handout that I will send out right now. Take one per group and kind of tell me what your group sizes is. It's going to come out as we go through here. So decide what group you're going to be. And we're going to go through a series of exercises. First exercise, really easy. Group 1 responds. Group 2 responds. Group 3 responds as Bill continues to build it up. Now, Doug's going to do the recording in the M1MM. But in fact, Doug, as we move through this, you might get somebody that weasels you out of that chair and does some key clacking. Okay? So you're going to find that I'm going to divorce some of you from your group to do some of the keyboarding work. Well, once we get through this whole cluster of folks, right, one at a time, very genteel, nobody stepping on anybody else, Bill sending his full call sign, slow and distinctly, right? Then we're going to do 2-on-1. We're going to take group 1 and group 2, and you guys are going to yell at Bill trying to communicate, and Bill's going to try to separate you guys so that he can work both of you. And he's going to do group 1 and group 2, group 3 and group 4, group 4 and group 5, group 5 and group 6. We're going to do that until we get to the point where all 20 groups are yelling at Bill all at one time. That is called a pileup. And we're going to teach you how to get through a pileup. Now, the best way to get through the pileup is you use a megaphone or legal limit. But in field day, you're limited to 100 watts. So that's not going to work. So we're going to teach them some legitimate ways to penetrate through a pileup if you're a search and pounce guy. And we're also going to demonstrate good practices for the runner station of attempting to spread people through. Now, old guys know how to do this. Young guys don't. That's why I'd really like to see older and young people mesh together, because there's going to be conversations that go along this way. These guys don't know what they're doing. This is really the way you should do it. And I'm going to listen because I may want to know some of those ways. So, Bill, why don't you try this with me? I'm going to be the first group for the moment, and you do your thing.
Wait. I'm walking. What has to happen first?
Okay, good question. What Doug's asked is, since there's a logger, what's the very first thing that has to happen when somebody sits down at the keyboard to log? You have to hit Control-O for operator, right? And put your call sign in. Is that what you were getting to, Doug?
Yep, that's it.
So he did a Control-O. A window came up, and he put in W2WCM as the who is the station that is, if you will, calling CQ. Now, why do you do that? In an hour from now, or an hour in the middle of the night, I'm going to play radio, and I'm going to play radio. Even though I'm going to be using the club call sign K4XY, I really want some logging time on the computer. Because in the after action report that we're going to get in July, everybody who's operated over field day will see how many contacts you have over the time period that you operated. And you only do that if you log yourself into the computer. So you're logged in as W2WCM. Bill, practice with me.
CQ field day, kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee.
K4WZ. This is WA8AHZ. How copy, Big Five?
CQ field day, this is kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee, K4XY, field day.
So bottom line is, don't play games during field day. This is really meant to be crisp, concise. There isn't a lot of conversational distraction going on. The proper reply would have been K4XY. This is WA8AHZ.
WA8AHZ, please copy 5 Alpha Virginia, Victor Alpha.
Please copy 1C NT.
One CNT. Thanks a lot, 7-3. Good luck. CQ Field Day, kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee.
So what was this NT thing? And what was this 1C thing? And he said 5A and VA. What was all that? What was the exchange?
The class is grid.
Okay, so the first thing was your class, which is how many radio stations were operating. He's operating as a part of a 5-station group. He said 5A, so he's on alternate power. He said 5A Virginia or VA.
I'll send them both.
Okay, so his destination is Virginia. Now, I actually went out to the ARR website, and here are all the destinations. Okay, so take one and pass them around.
And keeping one for each station.
And keep one for each station. And if you notice on the bottom of your sheet, I give you suggested classes, and I give you suggested location sections. You don't have to use those if you want to be creative. NT, by the way, is where?
Northern Territory?
Ah, very good. Northwest Territories of Canada. The only province I have not worked. So I have a very good desire during field day to work it. And in fact, and indeed, and I've seen this happen at field day, particularly in the middle of the night when things are slower, where stations, club stations will do the communication with, say, a rare location like the Northwest Territories, and the guy will say, hey, will you work a station off to the side? And so then I'll give my station call, WAAZ, and I'll work him and I'll keep a log and take it home. Now, can I do that legitimately? I'm not at 4835 Powell Road. Can I make a station call using my station call sign if I'm not at my station? Yeah.
50 miles.
As long as I'm within 50 miles of my location. Now, I wouldn't do that at 6 o'clock in the afternoon for evening because there's too much traffic going on. But things slow down in the middle of the night. Okay, so let's go ahead. This is group 1 right here. Bill, let's try this.
CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day, kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee Field Day.
A4XY, this is W4RAX.
W4RAX, please copy. 5 Alpha Virginia, Victor Alpha.
Thank you. 3 Alpha, Western New York.
Thanks a lot, 7-3, and good luck. CQ Field Day, kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee.
Okay, this is group 2 over here somewhere.
KA4, Charlie Delta, November.
K4 Charlie Delta November, please copy. 5 Alpha Virginia, Victor Alpha.
Thank you. 1 Charlie, Sierra, November, Juliet.
Now, sometimes what you'll hear is not thank you or thank you very much. What you'll hear is the word letters QSL. Why would somebody say at the end of the transmission QSL? Are they going to send you a QSL card? You have a heck of a time following me, don't you? So why would somebody say QSL? Let's try this. Are you in the next group right over here?
Yes.
Okay, Bill.
CQ Field Day, kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee. CQ Field Day, K4XY, Field Day.
What's our call?
Whatever you want it to be.
KM4JOA, 5 Alpha Virginia, Victor Alpha.
7A, West Central Florida.
Okay. So if you heard what Kurt said, he said that he is 7A, and he is Western Florida, I believe. West Central Florida. If you're doing this in CW, it would be WCF. In voice, they prefer you to say the whole words out, but by the end of the night, I guarantee you, Western Central Florida gets to be a tongue twister, and people abbreviate it as WCF. And in the logging, that's all you have to say is WCF.
Or if the conditions are a little rough.
Or if the conditions are rough. So one of the reasons for having some odd prefixes for sections here today is to say that everything is not as convenient as Florida or Virginia or New York. In many of the states, they're broken up. In fact, there is no California all of California is sectioned out as subsections. And this sheet from the ARRL is the official exchanges that are supposed to be used. Now, if you've been watching, Doug, you've been logging, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys, when you, when you come on, you're going to be the next group right here. I want you to come on as W4 RAX.
All right, before you do that, on this last contact, I might say, Kilo Mike 4 JOA QSL. And you start. What do you say?
Kilo Mike.
You see what he put up here?
I did. Yeah. Kilo Mike for Julia Express.
So I say KM4 JOA QSL 7 Alpha Whiskey Charlie Fox. You would say? Call sign. Sure.
Call sign?
No, you just say QSL Roger, something like that. Because what we had is our logger put in KN4 JOA, not KM4 JOA. So Doug can show you how he's going to correct that.
Yeah, just double click the incorrect field in the log here, and then that opens it up and you can edit it. I want to force it and fix it up.
Okay.
And that's why you want to give that call sign for everybody.
Okay. All right. Sorry, we're on you.
Okay, so let's just for everybody in the back, what we've been doing here is oftentimes the call signs will get garbled. You won't get credit if you don't get the right call sign right on both ends. What happens with your logs is at the end of the day, Doug, I think, is accepting to do it again this year. He will consolidate all the logs from the 5 different stations into a single listing of all the stations we work. Last year, I think we worked 800, 900 stations for 12,000 points, if I remember right. 800. Okay, so what he'll do is he'll consolidate them. There'll be some duplicates. If they're on different bands, that's very good. If they're on different modes, that's very good. But if they're duplicates on the same band, same mode, the computer program will say that's not good. Okay, we're going to practice what happens when you get a duplicate call. So, Bill, go ahead.
Mike, can I ask a quick question? I'm still not sure I understand what the QSL issue was.
Oh, okay, we didn't finish that, did we? Okay, so in short jargon, QSL means copy, or excuse me, I got a contact, right? So QSL means, is this right? Or you got it right. So he said QSL with a question mark on the end of it. Did I get it right? We'll practice that a few more times.
And then the other stations just say QSL.
Exactly. Instead of saying thanks, got it, Roger, 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 which those are legitimate, by the way. The if you will, the jargon in the world is to use the term QSL. QSL comes from QSL card, comes from this is a good contact.
Yeah, basically QSL says, is this contact confirmed? And the response in the QSL is the question. And the answer is yes, this is confirmed.
There you go. Perfect. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to force a duplicate, Doug.
Okay. CQ field A, kilowatt 4, X-ray Yankee field A.
Yeah, use the REX. Yep.
CQ field A, kilowatt 4, X-ray Yankee field A.
Whiskey 4, Romeo Alpha X-ray.
W4 RAX, 5 Alpha Virginia, Victor Alpha.
And then you come back. Yeah.
Which one here? 6.
Whatever you want.
QSL 3 Charlie Whiskey India.
Copy 3 Charlie Whiskey India. Thanks a lot, 7-3, good luck. CQ field A. CQ
Okay,
field
so
A.
stop right there. So when Doug put it in, he immediately got a dupe. Did you see that? Go ahead and try it again. Okay, notice the dupe showed up down here.
Yeah.
That means, sorry, we already worked you. Now, in field day, what we do is, generally speaking, what we do is we continue with the exchange. Okay? We don't log it, or the computer won't let us log it. But instead of saying, hey, I've already worked you, don't want to talk to you again, we just log it and move on.
Yep. And it does get logged, but it's 0 points if you look at what's on it.
Okay.
And that's also helpful for the person who produced the dupe, in case they lost their, or made a mistake in their log, they get credit for
To
it.
the left of the call sign, is that telling you that your dupe was on phone at 20 meters? Yeah, those little strips show you all the bands you work with.
Yes, you're asking what are those things to the left of the call sign, of the entry box?
Phone 20 meters. Is that what you mean?
So that's the band and mode. All right, if you have cat control enabled on your rig, you can actually click on one of those and change bands and mode. With digital, it'd be a little interesting because there can be ambiguities. You may have to tell them not to name. So my station will have a set of instructions about how all that works.
VE2,
Yeah.
for example.
One is,
Yeah, good
can
point,
you
yeah.
work the same station on 2 bands and get credit twice?
Can you work the same station on 2 bands and get credit twice? Yes.
You may also work the same station on the same band, but a different mode.
Different
Different
All
mode,
digital-
same band is another. Okay.
Yeah, but all digital modes together count as one mode, so you can't do RIDI and PSK, but you can do RIDI and CW and phone and get 3 points for that same station.
Second
So another question, go ahead, Nancy.
Yes, so you're not doing any signal reports whatsoever, right?
No.
No, signal reports are not part of this contest, not part of the field day.
Okay.
So I
If
got
you can hear them, that's good enough. Let me just say something else. Normally, you'll find that the logger and the operator are right beside each other. So Doug would have elbowed me and said Duke, or pointed to this or something, so that I could tell that other station says Duke, go ahead and log, and then we go ahead and complete the contact. Go ahead,
So are
Nancy.
you guys both plugged in on headphones are you listening simultaneously then?
We will be on most of the band, most of the stations for sideband,
So as
yes.
you hear him, you guys are hearing the guy at the same time then?
Right,
And they're both listening to the same radio typically.
yeah.
That was my question, thanks.
Both headsets plugged into the same radio effectively. Cedric, you had a question?
Yeah, when you give the exchange and the class of radio station that you are, do you use all phonetics?
Do we use all phonetics? Well, Mike was trying to address that earlier. I'm sorry, I got the microphone, so I'll just go ahead and finish it. For sideband, we would say we would use phonetics, and but the ARRL prefers it when you talk about the section, Virginia, West Central Florida, Minnesota, whatever, that you say Virginia. What I do, you just heard me do it over and over again, is say Virginia, Victor Alpha.
Okay,
That sort of confirms it to the other person, I hope.
because I was wondering if we need to do phonetics for like state, like I was sort of stumbling when I did the practice, you know, with Wisconsin.
Right. Well, I think we start off, we were going to move fast. If we're going to be running most of the time. We're going to want to move fast because we want to get more contact. So I'm going to start off by saying Virginia, Victor Alpha. If the other station wants to know, they'll say what state or again or something to let me know they need to hear the state again. I will say Victor Alpha, Virginia. Got that backward? If they don't get it then I'll spell it out for them. But I don't want to do that if I don't have to. Does that make sense, Cedric?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions from the back, from the peanut gallery back there? Yeah, WB0POH, what's up?
If the first ends are a state, you might want to say, this is my preference, I would go Victor Alpha, Victor Alpha, Victor Alpha, because that way because they always think, because they have to put down VA, and they actually put down the letters in M1MM as VA, and not Virginia.
Okay, so that's the way he'd do it. Everybody will have their own way.
What's Doug like?
Doug has a comment.
Well, there's one more object lesson here. If you look up in the log, which is at the top of the screen, you see some things in red. Okay, and what that's telling me is, hey, you worked this guy 2 different times, and your class and your section don't match. So something's probably wrong. And in this case, in these 2 fields.
So what that means is, since we couldn't possibly mess that up, that other guy lied.
So this may happen when it's not a dupe, but somebody you've worked on a different band, or maybe he's been worked by some other station on a different band. Okay, if these things come up in red, then one or the other is, well, the 2 are different.
Or the call sign.
Or the call sign could be
Can you
wrong.
correct it after the fact, or what do you do? After
Um,
a field day's over, can you go look something up? Or?
No, you cannot change after field day.
Right.
But if you're confident in which it is, and you might clarify it, you know, while you've still got the station, you can go back up into the log and double click something and change it. So if I change this now to WI and 3C, the red stuff goes away.
But of course, you just lost a point because.
Well, you took times to do it, but no, you didn't lose a point because it goes by call sign and bayonet and mode.
So the question was, did you lose anything by doing that? Is that the
Does
question?
it alert you? Does it get in your face and tell you you've got that dupe or that conflict right away? Is it hard to ignore?
It's instant.
Yes, that's why those fields were in red. Is when this was, I think, Western New York, then it puts both of them in red. And there could be more. There could be several because you could have worked him on multiple bands and so on. And then it's telling you that you've got an inconsistency.
Unless it says dude right there under your call sign.
Well, that's a separate issue too.
Yeah,
And that's why I suggested that it might actually be two different contexts, but one of the call signs was wrong and misinterpreted as being the same. It could be
that's possible
AX
too.
or AZ or something instead.
And we're going to, these kinds of things are going to happen. These things are going to happen, and sometimes you won't notice until it's way too late to fix it. That's okay, just keep on going.
Yeah, you'll make more points by moving on than trying to fix it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come back to this group because I forced the dupe. I want them to practice with their call sign. We're going to do this group, we're going to do this group, we're going to do this group. So there's 3 groups that there's a table. But I'd like to do this is in fairly rapid order. How quickly can we get these 3 stations? So be prepared, it's going to move quickly. This group, and this group. Individually, but very quickly. We're not going to pause between them.
What are the group numbers?
Okay, I've lost
4,
the
5,
numbers.
6, I believe.
I've lost contact of what the numbers are. Make it up whatever you want it to be.
Well, we were 3, so if you guys
4, so you're 5 and 6.
Are you ready? CQ
Okay.
Field Day, CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee. CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee Field Day.
VE2WY 3CQC.
That's great, except that I didn't get all that. So I'm going to say VE2WY. Again.
VE2WY 3CQC.
Copy 3CQC, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee, 5A, Virginia, Victor Alpha. And you say something like QSL or Roger.
QSL.
If you don't, I'm going to say CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee.
November 4 kilo.
Okay, this group.
Okay.
You said November 4 kilo. November 4 kilo. Case
K4,
copy.
K4
5 Alpha, Virginia, Victor Alpha.
QSL Victor 5 Alpha Victor Alpha, please copy on 12 Charlie, Iowa. 12 Charlie, IA.
We lost control.
Oh, Charlie, I had lost control. All right, CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee. CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee.
K4XY, this is K1 NME.
A1 NME, 5 Alpha, Virginia, Victor Alpha.
Copy QSL 2AONN.
2AONN, thanks a lot, 73. CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day, K4XY.
Kilo 4, Charlie Tango Charlie.
K4, Charlie Tango Charlie, 5 Alpha, Victor Alpha.
Kilo 4, Charlie Tango Charlie. 3 Charlie, Wisconsin.
3 Charlie, Wisconsin, thanks a lot, 73, good luck.
Yourself.
So let me make a comment. When you start listening to the runner, you guys are search and pound stations. You're listening for somebody calling CQ. He's the CQ guy. When you start listening to the CQ guy, find out what his cadence is.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to get into his cadence. Okay? And some people will do 3 CQs. CQ K4 XY, CQ K4 XY, or CQ Field Day K4 XY. Some people will do 3, some people will do 1. By the time you've done this 500 times, you're going to basically say Field Day K4 XY. And you're going to really shorten it.
That's the 2 a.m. approach.
That cadence, because just like what happened here, other people are listening and want to get in. I've been controlling the sequence here so that you're the only one. You have got to get to the point where you know that, and this is a little bit hard because you're making up things like sections and the like. And I was trying to get people to use different sections for purposes of logging and the like. So we're going to practice again down this group, then we're going to move it back. We're going to do quick, repetitive responses off of this CQ. So you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay.
CQ field day, kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee field day. CQ field day, kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee field day.
HZF.
Again.
Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Zulu Foxtrot.
Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Zulu Foxtrot. 5 Alpha Victor Alpha Virginia.
2A MI.
2A MI Michigan. Thanks a lot. 7-3. Good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee field day.
K1 NME.
K1 NME. 5 Alpha Victor Alpha.
K1 NME 2A ONN.
2A ONN. Thanks a lot. 7-3 and good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee CQ field day.
Kilo 4, Charlie Tango Charlie.
K4 TT.
Kilo 4, Charlie Tango Charlie.
Okay, I got it. K4 Charlie Tango Charlie. 5 Alpha Virginia Victor Alpha.
3 Charlie Wisconsin.
3 Charlie Wisconsin. Thanks Wisconsin. 7-3. Good luck. CQ field day. This is Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee.
Okay, he's calling. Guys ready?
November Tango 8 Romeo.
November Tango 8 Bravo.
November Tango 8 Bravo. 5 Alpha Victor Alpha.
Thank you. Please copy 3 Alpha Michigan.
3 Alpha Michigan. Thanks a lot. 7-3. Good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee field day.
Yeah.
Kilo November 4
Kilo November 4 station. Again.
Golf Delta Lima.
Golf Delta Lima station. Again.
Kilo November 4 Golf Delta Lima.
KN4 GDL. 5 Alpha Victor Alpha Virginia.
Kilo November 4 Golf Delta Lima. 5A Whiskey Alpha Western Washington.
Thanks a lot for World War I. 7-3, good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee. CQ field day.
5 Alpha.
Again, the station ending in Alpha.
Lima Yankee 5 Alpha.
Lima Yankee 5 Alpha. 5 Alpha Virginia Victor Alpha.
QSL 1 Delta DX. 1 Delta DX.
1 Delta DX, thanks a lot. How are things over there in Lithuania? Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee. CQ field day.
So everybody who is DX, that's anything that is not Canada, United States, and Mexico, identified by the section DX. And overseas stations count for 1 point. There you go.
Actually, they might actually give their location, Lithuania, but you just put down DX.
Yeah, in fact, N1MM automatically put in the DX as soon as it saw the LY prefix, because it knows that that's not a U.S. or Canadian or Mexican
So
station.
let's keep going down this routine. So this group here, we were 7. So you're 8. Group 8.
Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee, CQ field day.
Kilo Mike 4 ADP.
ATV station, again.
Kilo Mike 4 ADP.
Kilo Mike 4 ADP, 5 Alpha Virginia Victor Alpha.
Kilo 4 XY. Kilo Mike 4 IDP. 7 Alpha Whiskey Charlie Fox.
Again, Alpha Whiskey Charlie Fox.
7 Alpha Whiskey Charlie Fox.
7 Alpha Whiskey Charlie Fox. Got it. Thanks a lot. 7-3. Good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee field day.
Whiskey Lima 7, 9.
Whiskey Lima 7 station. Again.
Whiskey Lima 7, Bravo Bravo.
Got it that time. Whiskey Lima 7 Bravo Bravo. 5 Alpha Virginia Victor Alpha.
Please copy 16 Foxtrot.
Whoa.
Yes, I have one left.
16 Foxtrot HA. Thanks a lot. 7-3. Good luck.
Wow.
Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee CQ field day.
Kilo November 4 Juliet Bravo Oscar.
KN4 JBO 5 Alpha Virginia Victor Alpha.
QSL 3 Charlie Alpha Kilo.
Alaska. Thanks a lot. So code up there. 7-3. Good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee field day. K4XY field day.
Whiskey Bravo 4 Papa Bravo India.
A lot of QRM with Whiskey Bravo station. Again.
Whiskey Bravo 4 Papa Bravo India.
Papa Bravo India. Got it that time. 5 Alpha Virginia Victor Alpha.
Your 1E Echo Victor Alpha.
Okay, thanks a lot for Virginia, 7-3 and good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee Field Day. WB4 PBI, WB4 PBI. See, this will happen, but you'll be sitting next to that guy. He didn't get it right, or he needed something, and he'll ask you, and you can tell him because he's right next to you.
WB4.
Whiskey Bravo 4, Palm Beach International Airport. Okay, Mike, where were we?
Okay, so here's where we've done one genteel exchange. By the way, this was genteel, okay? It was essentially a one-on-one type of thing. Now what I'm going to ask this group, group 1, and this group over here, group 2, and oh heck, why not, group 3 too. Okay. I want all three of you groups to try to get into him, okay? And you'll watch how he controls the pile-up. So this is the beginning of pile-up management. 3 stations are going to try to call in at the same time.
And what you're going to hear here is me being very confused, but you will hear that on field day. You'll hear the other operator be confused, be tired. Maybe he doesn't have calories per QSO and he's hungry. Who knows? So here we go. Watch out. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee CQ field day.
Romeo Alpha X-ray.
Station ending Romeo Alpha X-ray. Again.
Whiskey 4 Romeo Alpha X-ray.
Whiskey 4 Romeo Alpha X-ray. 5 Alpha Virginia. Victor Alpha.
QSL 3 Alpha Western New York.
Western New York. Thanks a lot. 7-3. Good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee.
November 4, Juliet Oscar Alpha.
Station ending Bravo.
November Tango 8 Bravo.
November Tango 8 Bravo. 5 Alpha. Victor Alpha.
3 Alpha Michigan. QSL.
3 Alpha Michigan, QSL, that's a Duke, thanks a lot. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee, field day.
Juliet Oscar Alpha.
Station ending in Alpha.
Juliet Oscar Alpha. Kilo Mike 4, Juliet Oscar Alpha.
KM4 JOA, gotcha. 5 Alpha, Victor Alpha, Virginia.
7A, Whiskey Charlie Fox.
Whiskey Charlie Fox, thanks a lot. Got it. 7-3, good luck.
Okay, so let's just pause here for a minute. So what did Bill do to separate out these 3 calls that were coming at him all together? He found a distinguishing letter, didn't he? He said the station was B.
Station ending in Bravo, the station ending in JOA, the station, sometimes you'll hear, you heard me earlier say the station beginning Whiskey Charlie. So Whiskey Bravo, putting off homework.
So you've got to get to a point where you can have a distinctive voice on a particular letter. Now this gets to be a little bit of art and gamesmanship, but you've got to find a way to get your letter out there so that they hear it. Typically it's the last letter in your call. One way of doing that is, notice when everybody says CQ field day, everybody starts talking at the same moment in time, right? Well, that's okay for me. I've got like 6 letters in my call sign. I'm slow from Virginia. My Z ends up being at the end when everybody else has stopped transmitting. I tend to get through because I have a long call sign and I draw it out a little bit. Now sometimes I get cut off because the guy has heard somebody else in there and doesn't want to wait around for me to get finally to that 6th letter. But there are all kinds of tricks to get your letter out there, whichever one you choose to be most distinctive. We're going to do this again with, let's see, this table here, and spread your call out just a little bit and see if you're more effective in getting your call sign. So this group does it, this group does it, and this group does it. 3 groups are going together. Yeah. Well, okay, if you want to, sure.
Have a real pile-up.
Yeah, right. So you ready, Bill?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. One of the things, Nancy, that you have as an advantage, and I heard it really good yesterday when you were working at an Italian station, is a female voice comes through. Yeah. So don't be embarrassed or ashamed to speak loudly as a female voice. Go ahead.
Right. In fact, several experiences this week is who's the Yankee Lima? Who's the Yankee Lima? Yes.
Who's the YL? Exactly. Who's the YL? Same thing goes for Teresa, who's back there, and RDS, Rebecca. Whoever else is. Don't come on out the field day and operate.
And sound like a girl.
Yeah, sound like a girl. It's okay. This is a big advantage.
It works. Doesn't help on CW though.
No. So come to the sideband tents and work. All right. Hang on.
Okay, so we're going to do 3 stations at once. This group right here, this group right here, and this group right here. You decide what your call is going to be between you. You'll spread it around. Okay? You ready, Bill?
Yep. CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee.
Whiskey Alpha 2, Foxtrot Tango Victor.
There's a YL ending in Victor. YL ending in Victor. Again?
November 1, Golf Foxtrot Victor.
Golf Foxtrot Victor. Got it. 5 Alpha, Virginia Victor Alpha.
3 Charlie, Alpha Kilo.
Got it. Europe and Alaska too. Thanks a lot. 7-3. Good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee. CQ Field Day.
Kilo 4, Charlie Tango Charlie.
Kilo 4, Charlie Tango Charlie. You're a Duke, but we'll take it anyway. 5 Alpha Victor Alpha.
That's fine. So, but see, if you could move around so somebody else does it within the group, that way we won't. Okay. Yes, sir.
Comment from a field day that I participated in many years ago. We did hunt and pounce.
Yep.
So we would listen to what his information is and then contact him.
That's what we've been doing.
Okay.
Each of our teams has been hunt pounds. We come in on this pile up and we take our chance to get in, and if you give up, then you move on to another frequency. Find somebody else who's standing around waiting for somebody.
Yeah, you got a couple things going for you. When you're a search and pounce guy, you can move around the whole band.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're the runner, which is what Bill is, if you move your dial, somebody else will take that spot, and you won't find another place, and you'll end up being a search and pounce guy for the rest of the night. So once you get a frequency, you don't want to really give it up.
You know, one thing you have to be very careful as well, because the last meeting with Kerry, you were calling CQ. You know, do me a favor, just keep calling CQ.
CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee Field Day. CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee Field Day.
CQ Field Day. I mean, I could not hear him, but the conditions changed when I'm going to call on his frequency. I know he's there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there'll be many people on. This is easy. Okay. Comma. The only way you learn how to be a good operator is by practice.
Yeah.
And practice and practice and practice. So don't walk away after 15 minutes of operating field day and say, this is just uncomfortable.
So if the situation that Kevin just described happens, my response would be to very politely say, this frequency is in use, CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee. Frequency is in use.
Sorry, old man. I'll QSY.
QSY. Thanks, right. 7-3, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee.
November 4 Alpha.
November 4 Alpha, 5 Alpha, Victor Alpha.
You are 2 Alpha, North Carolina.
2 Alpha, North Carolina. Thanks a lot. 7-3, stay warm.
That's good.
Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee, CQ Field Day.
Okay, so let's move back here. And again, breaking up into the same groups you were in. Maybe use a different call sign so we don't generate a two. And so there's a clear when you start. All at the same time. Okay, Bill, whenever you're ready.
CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee Field Day. Station ending Tango Charlie.
Whiskey Alpha Tango Charlie, 4 Alpha Mike Tango.
Okay, I get a call sign right. Say the call again. Whiskey. Whiskey. The station ending Alpha Tango Charlie. Again.
Whiskey Alpha Tango Charlie, 4 Alpha Mike Tango.
That's great, except there is no call sign Whiskey Alpha Tango Charlie. It needs to be a number in there. Thanks a lot. That's the reason I called you back. All right, CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee.
Kilo November 4, Juliet Victor Victor.
Kilo November 4, Juliet Victor Victor. 5 Alpha Virginia, Victor Alpha.
2 Alpha Whiskey Yankee.
Thanks for Wyoming, 7-3, good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee Field Day. CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee. CQ Field Day, Kilowatt 4 X-Ray Yankee. So somebody started to transmit what I was transmitting, because I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to, I need to hear somebody come back to me, or I'm going to, because I want to hold the frequency. Sorry, Mike.
No, so this is the graduation series. All of you groups are going to blast out simultaneously. Your goal is to get your call sign copied by runner station. Okay? What tricks do you use? Well, if you had a decent radio, you shorten your bandwidth, your transmit bandwidth. And what you're doing is you're putting more power in a smaller portion of the frequency. When you do that, you increase the amount of energy that receiver is hearing. So modern radio can be able to change the bandwidth. The typical sideband bandwidth, what we're used to listening to, is about 3,000 hertz or 3 kilohertz. By the way, when you listen to a commercial AM station, what's the bandwidth of that commercial AM station? 25 kilohertz? Okay, so the more kilohertz you have a band, the more quality the signal is, the shorter it is, the more quacky-quicky it is, but that quacky-quicky can get further. So one thing that most amateurs will do is narrow their bandwidth during contests, their transmit bandwidth. Another thing you can do, this is not sanctioned by ARRL.
Wait, Mike, why?
Because the physics-wise, you have more energy in a smaller area.
But you have more trouble understanding.
Well, that's too bad. That guy's got to hear it.
It's a trade-off.
He's a motivated guy. You'll pick it up.
The trade-off, you find out from the situation, from the conditions, which one works better.
In fact, Morse changing Morse code to a single code is heard a lot better than voice code.
So not only bandwidth, but you can adjust your frequency a little bit up or down from his center frequency. So if he's at 14.250 and you move to 14.250.7, you're a little bit off frequency. You'll sound different, and therefore in the pileup, he may pick you up.
Sound higher or lower.
Oh yeah, it won't be convenient. You'll be mad, but he'll hear you.
Also, he'll be getting less of your energy than if you were on the street.
That's a good point. Okay, so the next trick, and this is the trick the runner does, is he says, gentlemen, I need you to spread out. And so he calls again, and everybody blasts just like they did the last time. And he says, gentlemen, and ladies, please spread out. After that, he'll say, okay, we're going to do this by section number. All those in call area 1, call in. All in call area 2, call in. These are the tricks that you're going to hear during field day. If you're an A call, please don't call when he said, let's have all the 4 calls. Even though you might be a Virginia guy with an A call sign, you got to identify with all those A guys from Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. So what we're going to do, he's going to call CQ. The whole room's going to blast out, and let's see if Bill's been listening and knows how to control a pileup. Uh-oh. Bill's getting remedial guidance. And what we're doing is we're doing that.
Yes.
Did the old guys learn anything? Did the young people learn something?
Yes.
How's it feel then? It's not going to be the most pleasant experience until the first time you're there. There'll be one of us there helping you. And or how Corey will be sitting at a tent all by himself. Actually, Corey needs help this year because we're going to put a radio station in the headquarters section. And the radio station is going to run flanks with all the bands. So worst thing we can do is leave a band open and we don't even know the band has opened up. 10 meters will open up sometime during the day or night. And it'd be nice to know that things is open. And so what we want to do is we want to have somebody watch the band and tell us that we need to move to 10 meters. Okay, Bill, this is a pileup exercise.
Okay, I'm sorry. CQ Field, they come up for X-ray Yankee. Station Union Foxtrot, again.
Kilo Mike 4, Hotel Zulu Foxtrot.
Kilo Mike 4, Hotel Zulu Foxtrot. I think we're due 5 Alpha, Virginia, Victor Alpha.
3ARI.
3A, Rhode Island, small state, thanks a lot, 7-3, good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee, field day.
Whiskey
Station again, whiskey.
Alpha 2, Foxtrot Tango Victor.
Tango Victor Station again.
Whiskey Alpha 2, Foxtrot Tango Victor, 3A, Western New York.
3A, Western New York, got it, thanks a lot. 5 Alpha, Virginia, Victor Alpha, 7-3, good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee, field day. QRP station again.
Kilo Alpha 4, Charlie Delta November.
Okay, what was this QRP thing about?
Got it, thanks a lot.
Stop. What's this QRP thing about? What's this QRP thing?
What's QRP? What does that mean? Does anybody know what QRP means? Back there in the peanut gallery, who knows what QRP means?
Low power.
Okay, and by the way, what is the ARL definition on sideband for QRP? How many watts? No, Mike, you know. Who knows? 5.
I think it's 5 watts or less.
Or less, yes. You can do 1 watt.
I talked to 2 guys in England, day before yesterday. They were both pedestrian mobile. They were QRP stations on the beach, and literally both of them were 5.9 copies.
Excellent ground.
5 watts, exactly right. Great ground. I don't know what kind of antenna on 20 meters they were using. I didn't get into that. Okay, so again, we're going to do this. There's going to be a point where he's going to say he wants to spread things out. Over to you, Bill.
Well, what you hear from me first is again, or something like, wow, what a pileup. Again. If I say, wow, what a pileup, hopefully everybody out there says, oh, okay, he's here at a lot of stations. What are we going to do to try and get through? And that's where your creativity comes in. All right, here we go. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee, CQ building. Big pileup, QRZ, Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee.
4 ADP.
ADP station, ADP station again.
Kilowatt 4 ADP.
Kilowatt 4 ADP, 5 Alpha Victor Alpha. Again.
7 Whiskey Charlie Fox.
Whiskey Charlie Fox, thanks a lot. That's a dupe, we'll log it. Or it's supposed to be. All right, anyhow. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee field day. Tango November station again.
Kilo Mike 4, Tango India November.
Tango India November. Kilo Mike 4, Tango India November. 5 Alpha Virginia, Victor Alpha.
Okay,
5 Alpha Virginia.
so what did he do? He was a little bit off frequency. You use any trick out there.
The other reason I got him was because he did something that's okay. He said his call sign twice, and the second time was after everybody else was sort of finished. Now, in the DX Code of Conduct and the unwritten rules, you say your call sign twice, but don't keep saying it over and over and over again. If you do that, and I'm the operator, I won't call you back. That would really hurt you, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right, Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee, CQ field day.
For you, Victor 4,
Oscar Alpha.
Oscar Alpha, full call sign.
Kilo Mike 4, Juliet Oscar Alpha.
Kilo Mike 4, Julia Oscar Alpha. You're a Duke, but 5 Alpha Virginia, Victor Alpha.
7 Alpha, Whiskey Charlie Fox.
Whiskey Charlie Fox, thanks a lot, 7-3, and good luck in Florida there. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee field day. QRP station again.
Whiskey Bravo 0, Papa Ocean Hotel, portable QRP.
Whiskey Bravo 0, POH, putting out homework. You're 5 Alpha Virginia, Victor Alpha.
QSL, you are 1 Bravo Virginia, 1 Bravo Virginia. QSL.
Again, 1 Bravo Virginia, QRP, go ahead.
Whiskey Bravo 0, Papa Ocean Hotel, portable QRP. 1 Baker, Virginia, Victor Alpha.
1 Baker, Virginia, Victor Alpha, QSL.
QSL.
Thanks a lot, 7-3, and good luck. With Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankee, CQ field day.
Kilo Victor 4, Papa Hotel.
Got a Papa Hotel again.
Kilo Victor 4, Papa Hotel.
Kilo Victor 4, Papa Hotel. 5 Alpha Virginia, Victor Alpha.
2 Alpha WTX.
2 Alpha in West Texas. Thanks a lot. How's it all out there? Still up 4 X-ray Yankees. CQ Fielding. I got an EV and Echo Victor again.
KW4 EV.
KW4 Echo Victor. 5 Alpha Virginia. Victor Alpha.
We are 1 Alpha Sierra Foxtrot.
1 Alpha San Francisco. Is that right?
Yeah.
San Francisco. Thanks a lot. 7-3 and good luck. Kilowatt 4 X-ray Yankees. CQ Fielding.
4U IWB.
Again.
4U IWB.
Oh, really? You can remember that guy. All right, 4U IWB. Again.
4U IWB, 1 Alpha, Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
I think it's
not the
IWB. Yeah. That's you. Hi, Masa. How are you? He's the only guy that works at that station. We got it out. Sorry.
It's 4UN, as in Nancy. So it's the UN. It's the World Bank.
Yeah.
And so you think you've worked this really good DX station, right? Okay, it's in Washington, D.C. at the World Bank building.
The one you want is
4U1 WB.
Is it 41?
4U1 WB.
4U1 WB. The one you want is 4U1 UN. That's the United Nations in New York. They're never on the air. All right.
Okay, so we're gonna terminate here. Our purpose today is just to give you an idea. Okay, we're going to QRT. Terminate sounds a little bit too egregious. We want to take and spend a little bit of time to begin to prepare you for field day. I hope it doesn't turn you off. That was our biggest worry when the planning team talked about doing this. Because frankly, field day should be a hoot of the time. You can come and operate, you can come and learn how other people put antennas up, or you can learn how not to put antennas up. You can see the grounding team put ground wires into the ground. Something we think is very important to have a safe operating station is to have electrical grounds. You can watch the generators run out of gas.
Let's not do that yet.
No, it's not good for the generators either. And, by the way, we'll have some pretty good meals. We'll serve a lunch meal on Saturday. Well, actually, let's start up. We'll serve a dinner on Friday night for those who are working Friday night. It'll be late. It'll be about a 7:30 sit down and eat, because we want to preserve as much time in daylight to get antennas up. There'll be a noon meal on Saturday. There'll be a 5 p.m. meal on Saturday night. That's the big meal. There'll be a midnight snack. There'll be a breakfast on Sunday at 6 a.m. 7, 8. Sometime in the morning.
The schedule is posted in the newsletter and on the weekend schedule.
So there's a breakfast meeting on Sunday and then a noon meeting on Sunday. And if you don't want to work during Friday or Saturday, we can always use people to help clean up on Sunday. It goes up a lot faster than it comes down.
So if you clean up, you get free food, Mike?
If there's any left over.
Get free leftovers if you clean up on Sunday. Right?
So Mike, if you have any concluding thoughts about field day.
In charge of the weather.
I've taken care of that the last 2 years. Somebody else is in charge of it. Who said that? Okay, well the big thing is, like Mike said, is we can get volunteers out Friday evening, afternoon, starting, I'm going to get there about 5, but I think that's when the trailer arrives. If people want to get there earlier, I think no earlier than 3 is probably reasonable. But the big thing is the more people are there early Friday, assuming it's not raining, we can start getting all the strings hung up for the antennas. That's really important. The earlier we get started on that, the easier it is Saturday morning to get the antennas actually pulled up. I think we've got at least 3 spud guns, antenna launchers for you guys that don't know, pneumatic air guns where you can shoot antennas, weights with strings on them, and pull the antennas up that way. So.
Tree of any height at Bird Lake Park. I guarantee it.
So we definitely want to see that operation. So that's 4 then. So we have those, and then we have a couple slingshots as well. So we'll have lots of projectiles going on. So if you want to partake with that, that's a lot of fun. Hard hats are probably not a bad idea. No, I mean, seriously, that brings up a good point. The downfield safety is really important. These pneumatic guns, you may think they're just toys, but in fact they are quite dangerous. You can really hurt somebody with them. So if you're going to be using the spud guns or the cannon, whatever we're talking about here, please, treat them like a gun, right? Don't point them at anybody. When they got air in them, they're loaded, they're dangerous. They really are. Yep, yeah. Yeah, anybody who's going to be wandering into the woods, it's loaded with poison ivy, so, long sleeves, long pants, it's probably a really good idea.
Or socks or anything either, so you have people do that before where it gets right in between here as well.
We have a wash station that you should use after you come out of the woods. Yep. It'll have poison ivy there.
If anybody has signed up for any of the bonus points, if you go to the planning website, I should mention that first. I think on our club website, there's a link to the planning spreadsheet. And on there, you'll see all the bonus points that people can sign up for to help with, volunteer slots, all the planning maps are linked there, all that kind of stuff. But lots of people have signed up for scoring our bonus points, things like media outreach, inviting to cert people. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Last year, it was kind of a scramble at the end to collect the evidence for that stuff. So if you've signed up for something, if you could please make sure you have your evidence collected, and if you can get that to me as soon as you can, get it to the headquarter tent, or when you've put a check mark, you've accomplished whatever it is, so those bonus points, if you can let me know, or somebody in the IT tent, so we can mark it off as done. We don't have to worry about it then. That would be really helpful.
Hey Mike, would it not be a bad idea to actually start doing that on some of the 2 meters as well, in case you don't have someone running it, like running back and forth?
2 meter, however you want to communicate it back, it'd be great. Yep. Yeah, I'd like to make a better use of our 2 meter on-site communications this year, rather than trying to yell "food's ready" or whatever. Let's play ham radio and play with the 2 meters.
What did they use last year, remember?
I think it's on the spreadsheet. I don't remember offhand. Okay, the other this exercise was great, Mike. We've got a go-to tent. The go-to rules for scoring points are really complicated. You got to read through the ARRL rules several times before it makes any sense. But if you read them closely, there's 3,000 points that are available using that go-to tent. I don't think we'll get anywhere close to that because some of those points are accomplished by doing CW, and I don't think we're going to have a lot of new operators trying CW. But hey, if you want to, it's there. The points count double. The thing is, though, if you want to get on the air, that's a great place to get in there and start practicing some of the stuff you just learned, and it really tallies up our points. So it'd be really good if we could keep that station running, 24 hours. It'd really help our score a lot, and I think everybody would have a fun time with it.
So go to means?
Go to means get on the air. So there'll be a coach there. I think most of the time Rebecca, I know, is going to be one of our coaches. We have Pete. You get double bonus points all the time. Yeah, up to 1,000 points.
24 hours in the go-to tent? Could you say that part again?
It could run 24 hours. So we could run the tent. If somebody wanted to operate out of that tent, you could go 100% of the time. As John just mentioned, and if there's not a coach there 100% of the time, the points don't double, which is fine. But the station could still be operated. Does that make sense?
Is there a sign-up roster for these stations?
Each one of the station captains, we tried doing a sign-up sheet in the past, and it really hasn't been quite successful. We're not quite that organized yet. However, pretty much all these stations, you're going to get in there. If you have somebody who's been doing a run, like Bill's been working that station for a while, if you come over and you hang out for a while and you kind of get into the rhythm and just let them know that you want to operate on them, by all means, I think they'll be willing to take a break and let other folks in there. At least that's the way it's worked in the past, and I assume that's how it'll go again. Okay, so in the 40-meter sideband tent, he's going to run a sign-up sheet. So if you come, there's a slot open, sign up. I'm hoping to use the 2-meter. We're going to have a 2-meter with a vertical up that we should be able to hit the local repeater with. And I'm going to try to this year is to give like an hourly update or something. So if there's a station that's sitting idle, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, and you're listening to 2 meters and you hear that station's open, come on down, grab a cup of coffee and operate. We had a little bit of a kink in our antenna planning, and I see we've got some people back here working on it at the moment. We thought we're going to go 5A, so we're going to have an extra tent this year. We thought we're going to get to operate on the field down below the road, way down the slope, but it turns out the Park Authority, that's on a different permit system. So all our 5 tents now are going to be isolated, or not isolated, but contained in that upper field. So it's going to be a bit more challenging, but hopefully we'll get it all worked out. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the station captains, I wanted to remind them to print out the youth sheet again. So we definitely want to score any youths that come in. We get 20 points for each young person under 18 to make a QSO. So those are easy points again. We just have to record them.
What's the youth?
Under 18. Yep. And then the last thing is the media releases. We have a press release. Again, it's linked on the planning spreadsheet that you can print out and tape in your car window, hang them around town, to get the word out. Yep. And then, John, you said you needed 3 other volunteers for.
Yes, I'd like to have 3 more people to be able to do stand on as safety officers. It doesn't require full-time attention. Just keep an eye out and be signed up for that period of time.
And another fun opportunity, if somebody wants, we're going to be running a spotting station this year. So we're going to have a computer hooked to one of the flex radios sitting in the headquarters IT tent. And we need multiple people. I'm sure nobody wants to do it 24 hours, but somebody to sit there and scan the bands. Using that, there'll be a N1M1 computer running there, and you'll have control of the flex radio from that computer. And so you can look and see what band openings are popping up. You can see if people are available to be worked, if you're doing run and pounce, and this person can then relay that to the other stations. So we need somebody to man that tent to make that successful. So that could be really fun. You're not getting on the air, but you're participating, and it'd be a good learning experience, a good first step to getting familiar with field day. And I think that's pretty much all I've got.
I think it would be interesting to attract some people that way afterwards.
Last year we had some still photography. I forget who. Nancy, did you do that? Somebody took pictures last year and that came out really nice.
It was
yeah.
And he said he was going to do it again this year.
Okay.
And Rachel may want to do that too. And Rachel, you may want to bring your camera.
We're also getting the Facebook points, aren't we?
We have a Facebook page. I don't know how that, who can post that? I don't know. I went on there and looked at it briefly. I think you can comment, but you can't paste on it. I don't know how it works. I'm not a Facebook person.
I don't think you really have to post anything there. I mean, there's stuff of ours. There's the field day flyer and a bunch of other stuff there.
Okay.
I think that's all we need.
I think we've got those points already then.
Cool. Any more questions on field day? Okay, in that case, I'd like to say thank you once again to KM4JOA Kirk for the food. All right. Thank you to Doug for logging. Thank you to Mike, AHZ Mike, for the show tonight. Anybody has any questions about anything that happened and you didn't get them answered, come see us. Have a good evening, 7-3, and the frequencies return to regular amateur radio use.